Shemai everyone, how can it be possible that it's Sunday evening yet again? These weekends absolutely fly by. Tonight I am using up some more papers. I'm continuing with my scrapbook, and I've got this incredibly cute photo to scrapbook, and I've cut out a cut file from Page Evans, and I've backed the letters I want to back already. And what I'm going to do then is add a bit of mixed media then behind the other pieces, and I'm going to use, I don't really scrapbook Halloween things, but this is such a cute photo. I have got a few things left from a Mind the Scrap kit that I had, I don't think it was this year, it was last year, so I'm just going to use some of the final embellishments on this page. So the first thing I'm going to do is I want to see roughly where I'm going to be adding my mixed media, and I'm using some Vicky Boutin, it's her mixed media cardstock, so it takes mixed media really well, so I haven't got to add any gesso or anything to it. And I'm using some of her watercolour paints as well, and I want the oranges, and I'm going to do the, what's it called, packaging technique, I can't think of what it's called then. As I say, this is the first time I've used these paints. I'm just going to splodge a little bit on. As you can see, I've got to try and pierce it first so I can get them out. There we go. And I wanted a nice bright orange, but I think this one might be a little bit too bright, so I'm going to add, I think, a little bit of this one as well. So I'm just using, this is actually a clear bag that I store my cards in. So I'm going to mix these in with a little bit of water. That's a nice bright orange there. And what I want to do, I think I'll add a little bit more on. I want to think roughly where I want it to be behind these moons. I want to be behind this house. So I love watching Missy Whidden, is just the queen of mixed media. If you haven't seen any of her YouTube videos, they are absolutely superb. And also Vicky Parker does some stunning mixed media things, and I think that's where I've learned quite a bit from. There we go, that's what I was hoping to achieve. And I'm then going to use a little bit of Heidi Swap. Now I have shaken this for quite a bit beforehand, and I'm just going to add some splodges. There we go. It's really important that you give these a really, really good shake, because otherwise it all settles at the bottom and you don't get the true colour. There. I've also learnt a lot from Adele, who's Inky Quill. Her videos are fab as well if you're just trying these things. And Audrey Yeager. So there's a few YouTubers for you to have a little look at if this is new to you. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this aside to dry, and I'm just going to mat my photo. And I'm going to use a little bit of this. I've had these papers a long time, so they are not specifically Halloween photo pictures. This is Pumpkin Patch, and I just thought, seeing as he is sat in a huge pumpkin, and there's that side then. And this one is Jelly Bean Soup, and that's 2009, and that's Minestrone. And this one here, oh, it hasn't got a date on this one. I can't remember when I had this one. So I'm going to mount it onto this starry orange one, but it also shows that you haven't got to have the themed papers. if you want to scrapbook Halloween or Christmas or birthdays, you haven't got to have themed papers for it. As long as they're the colours you want. And the good thing about cut files is, with this cut file, you could just use scraps of paper to back the letters and the images. There we go. And I'm going to be sort of tucking the photo under there a little bit. So I'm going to add one of these just behind here. There we are. Just there. So in 2 days I've scrapbooked a little bit of Christmas and a little bit of Halloween, all in March. And I'm going to put this little haunted house just up behind it, so it's sort of sticking out of the background. Let's make sure. I think I'll put it along there. And then I'm going to use this little ghost here. I'm going to have him coming out from there. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on the back of him. Oh, these fine tip glues are fab, except when your eyesight's getting worse. There we go. I'm just going to stick him down there as if he's sticking out from the behind the H. Let's see which other things I've got. Hocus Pocus, Creepers. Oh, there's another cutie. So I might have him as if he's escaping from the top of the house. So I'll just check now that this is dry. And just to make sure, another technique I've learned is get your kitchen roll and just roll it, and then it just sort of picks up anything that hasn't dried. It just sort of blots it off a little bit. So this is going there. I'm putting him here. Just going to add him down there a little bit. And a bit like the one I did yesterday where I used a cut file, there's not an awful lot of embellishment left to do. I'm going to use this as my title, Trick or Treat. I don't know whether to have her. I think I might put her up at the top then, because it's quite nice to get these embellishments used, because as I say, I don't really scrapbook Halloween. But and then at least she'll be seen just behind there. I'm going to stick the photo down flat, but I think I will. Oh, let's just check once again that I've got it in the right place. I'm going to add some foam pads behind the die cut. I'm going to cut this little bit of popcorn off on the bottom, I think, and then I can move it over slightly. There we go. The good thing about these cut files is you can cut them whichever size you need to. So I'm just going to use a few foam pads to stick it down. So if you have got a die cutting machine, these cut files, this, as I say, I've got a Silhouette. They are absolutely fab. And Paige Evans does some stunning ones on there. The one I used on my video yesterday was also a Paige Evans one. So as usual, the longest part for me is trying to get the backs off the foam pads. It is a bit time consuming just backing them, but I find it quite therapeutic as well. Nearly there. And in my quest to bash some stash, there's a few more papers used and a few more Halloween embellishments. And also is giving me a chance to do a little bit of mixed media. There we go. I'm just going to stick this on now, like this, and add my little title, and that is that. Another layout for the album, another photo scrapped, and some more stash used up. There. And there we go. That's all finished. So I've used Paige Evans cut file and some papers then that go with the colours of my photo. I've used up a few Halloween bits and bobs, and I used the Vicky Boutin watercolour paints and also her cardstock because it takes mixed media incredibly well. Thank you so much for joining me. As I say, if you haven't yet subscribed, I would dearly love for you to hit the subscribe button. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. It really does mean a lot to me. Have a fabulous week ahead of you, whatever you're up to, and I shall see you on Tuesday with a 10-minute Tuesday. Thank you so much. Hwyl fawr ffrindiau, and I'll see you soon. Bye.